If you think price moves because of indicators or patterns, this misunderstanding is costing you money every single day. You are reacting to symptoms and not the cause. Most traders are taught that price reacts to supports, resistance, or news, but that's not what actually moves the market. By the end of this video, you'll understand what moves price and why most traders are always late, always stopped out, and always chasing. This is for traders who feel like price moves perfectly until they enter. You mark your zones, you draw your lines, you wait for the setup, and the moment you enter, boom, the market reverses. This video explains why this happens. Here is your first breakthrough. Price only moves for one reason: to seek liquidity. Everything else, supports, resistance, indicators, news, is secondary. If you grasp only that, you are already trading differently. So figure out this. Forex is a massive market. Trillions of dollars flow daily. Institutions, banks, hedge funds, market makers, all of them cannot enter or exit positions like retail traders. They need liquidity to fill their orders. They cannot click buy on a $500 million position without price moving violently. So what do? They engineer liquidity. This is why price rarely reverses randomly. This is why price spikes. This is why price sweeps. This is why it taps highs and lows before moving. To buy, institutions need sellers. To sell, they need buyers. And that's liquidity. So I'm going to share my chart so that I can be able to explain this concept. You'll be able to see, or so that you can be able to relate with the charts. So, but even before we look at the charts, guess who provides the liquidity? The retail traders, you and me. Stop losses above highs, putting stop losses below lows, breakout buys, breakdown sells. Retail traders place predictable orders in predictable places with predictable emotions. And institutions know that. They aren't manipulating the markets out of spite. They are simply filling the orders. When price spikes your stops before reversing, that's not unfair. That's liquidity harvest. So, this is where most traders get misled. Indicators are reactive. They respond to price. They do not drive prices. Actually, indicators are lagging span. Patterns are descriptive. They label movement. They do not cause the movement. What causes the movement? Liquidity. Price moves towards stop loss clusters, imbalance fields, inefficiencies, order blocks, and liquidity pools, not because of indicators, but because of necessity. Your stop loss placement is the fuel the market hunts. Look at this example. So for retail traders, they will come and see these more of a breakout at this particular point. So they'll figure out this is a breakout and they'll be looking for buying opportunities. Okay, so they will have their setup like this. Above that breakout, okay, their stop loss slightly below, and maybe probably targeting a risk to reward ratio, let's say even 1:5. So what happens? They don't understand that the market is come to hunt this liquidity, and the moment the market hunts this liquidity, it has to push on the downside. So in the process, their stop losses are below here, and they are stopped out. Why? Because they are trading the breakouts the wrong way. Another example, these two, for retail traders, they might think that this is a breakout as well on the downside. Then what they do, they will have their sell position there, their stop loss at that particular point, maybe even having a risk to reward ratio of 1:3, which is okay. But they are stopped out. Why? Because they don't understand the concept of liquidity. This is the London liquidities being taken out during the New York session. And the price, what it does after taking out the liquidities, it pushes on the downside, it pushes on the upper direction, right? So the concept of liquidity is very, very significant. So what you need to understand as a trader also, like we said, price moves towards stop loss clusters where there are stop loss clusters. Also, price moves to fill the imbalance. So anytime you see these kind of moves in the market, this is an imbalance, and the price has to push again and fill the imbalance. Okay, so if you look at this particular point, the price had taken out the London highs here, right? So it had taken out the London highs at that particular point. And after taking out the London highs, therefore it pushes on the downside, right? It is pushes on the downside. So when it was pushing up, it created some inefficiency. Then later on, it pushes again down to fill the inefficiency, also as it takes out the London low liquidities. Okay, so as it was pushing down, also it was creating some inefficiency, right? And you can see the imbalance that the price created here. And the reason why, after the price taking out all these highs, right, after the price taking out all these highs, because this was liquidity being engineered, right? So that was liquidity being engineered. So all these liquidities resting here, this one, all of them were taken out, right? And the price created some imbalance as well. So the price came again to fill the imbalance. As it was filling the imbalance, it was also reacting. Okay, it was also reacting, or it also created some imbalance. And we this imbalance is whereby we are looking at also this imbalance being filled. Okay, so at some point this imbalance will be filled out. Okay, so we said also price moves towards order block. So if you look at this kind of a scenario here, these are very perfect example of an order block, right? So these are very perfect example of an order block here. So the price comes, right? It comes towards, it pushes towards the order block. Okay, so when the price took out the Asian lows here, right, the Asian liquidity, and also took out these liquidity for the previous day's New York session, we see the price moving towards the order block. And these are the levels where the hedge funds, the institutional traders, are looking at, so that they can be able to enter their positions. Okay, so these are the things that you need to understand, and I repeat them again. Price moves towards stop loss clusters. It moves towards imbalance fields. It moves towards inefficiency, towards order block, and towards liquidity pools. Not because of indicators, not because of necessity. All right. So your stop loss placement is usually the fuel the market hands. So it is important to know how to put your stop losses in order, right? So figure out this. Just imagine price is consolidating under a high. Okay, so something like this. Let's use this example. Price is consolidating here. As you can see, we have more of consolidation at this particular point. And what happens is that for retail traders, this is resistant. Okay, so if that is resistant, therefore, we will be looking at, or retail traders will look at this level not being broken, right? They'll look at this level not being broken. So they'll say the price won't break this. So they'll place sell limits, right? They'll place sell limits, maybe probably here. They'll be actually looking for selling opportunities, right? So they place their limits there, their stops above, and what happens? The price comes, breaks above, and their stop loss are taken out. Why? Because price is after the liquidities, right? Price is after the liquidities. There are so many obvious liquidity resting here. So price is after seeking out these liquidities. Okay, price is after seeking out these liquidities. And if you look on the 4-hour time frame, you'll be able to understand this was a very major liquidity, right? On the 4-hour level, it was a very obvious liquidity. So the price took out those liquidities, right? And then now we see them being stopped, and we see them being stopped, and thereafter, after taking out the liquidities, the price now moves in the sell direction. Okay, so that is basically what happens, right? So institutions need to buy, all institution needs the buy side liquidity to sell. So they have to take these buy side liquidities, so that now they can take this, so that they can look at, they can place their sales. So what happened next? Price spikes through the highs, right? Price spikes through these highs, Stop loss are triggered. Okay, stop loss are triggered. Buy orders are filled. Institutions get their sell orders filled, and then price reverses. That's not random. That's engineered. Okay, so you have to really understand that. Most beginners blame manipulation. They complain the broker stole their stop loss. But here is the truth I learned the hard way. I used to blame manipulation until I realized I was the liquidity. I placed stop loss where everyone places them. I entered where everyone enters. I chased where everyone chases. So you don't get hunted because you're unlucky. You get hunted because you are predictable. So let's simplify this. Price seeks liquidity. Institutions need liquidity. Retail traders provide liquidity. Structure reveals where liquidity sits, and entries come last. After you understand your intent, okay? So structure will reveal to you where liquidity sits. Then your entries will come last after you understand the intent. So if you only remember this, remember it well. The market doesn't move to respect your zones, it moves to collect orders. When you stop following indicators and start following liquidity, your trading perspective transforms. Now that you know how price actually moves, let's talk about the one or the only currency pairs beginners should trade. Because even with the right understanding of liquidities, if you choose the wrong pair with bad spreads, with low liquidity or erratic structure, you are setting yourself up for a fail.